Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. So guys, today in this video, let's talk about the government schemes and reports for NABARD Grade A examination. I am not only going to tell you in this video about the importance of schemes and reports, but also I'm going to share with you how you can cover these both important things for your examination, right? So let's start, and before we proceed I would request you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also join our Telegram channel so that you can avail the PDF of this lecture, and also you can get daily content, daily videos that are free of cost and are going to be useful for your examinations of RBI, NABARD, SEBI, right? So my dear friends, first of all, let's see that why to prepare reports and schemes. Like, why are we emphasizing on reports and schemes? We have shared a different strategy with you for current affairs of the examination, right? How to prepare. If you haven't watched that video, I would request you to see that. It will be really helpful for you, right? Now, what is the need? So if these two things, reports and schemes, you know that what weightage do they hold in your examination of phase 1 and phase 2, you will definitely be inclined towards their preparation and then utilize that preparation strategy which I am going to share with you to crack the examination, right? So coming to phase 1, my dear friends, in phase 1 I have shared with you, I am hoping that you already know. Even if you do not know, I'll tell you here that it has 3 papers: GA, ESI and ARD. Like, it has 7 papers, but the ones which are related to your current affairs part are 3, right, in which ESI and ARD are also a part of your general awareness, right? So anything that you prepare for ESI or ARD will be helpful for GA also, right? So if we see these 3 papers together form 100 marks, 40 ESI, 40 ARD, 20 GA. So guys, if we see on an average the previous year pattern is studied, then 30 to 35 marks out of 100 can be devoted to your reports and schemes. We can say that this is the number of marks that come from this particular section, reports and schemes, right? So of course a huge weightage it holds. Talking about phase 2, so phase 2 ESI and ARD paper, repeat paper is there, a combined paper, right? So whatever you prepare for phase 1 will also be helpful in phase 2. There guys, 25 to 30 marks out of 100 on an average. It can be more than this, I would say, not less than this, especially schemes, right? So I hope now you know that how much important these 2 sections, reports and schemes, are for your examination. Let's see the strategy. Let's talk about schemes first, my dear friends, because schemes have more weightage in the exam of NABARD Grade A as compared to reports. If you are also preparing for RBI examination, Reserve Bank of India Grade B, then guys, their reports and schemes have equal weightage, I can say, but in NABARD, schemes hold more weightage. So the government schemes that you need to prepare for phase 1 and phase 2, ESI as well as ARD, I will share with you, because the government schemes, you should not ideally divide them that this is ESI and ARD, I will prepare ESI and I will not prepare ARD, or vice versa. See, the schemes released by the government are for particular sectors like agriculture sector, for kisans, for renewable energy. So whatever is related to your syllabus of ESI and ARD, the scheme you should cover, right? In both the papers of ESI and ARD, it holds good weightage. Now what schemes to cover? So guys, newly released government schemes in past 1 year before the examination month should be covered. Newly government schemes. I want to mention here the schemes that are released by central government are more important, right? You can cover state government schemes also, but they must be related to agriculture sector, because pattern of your exam says that if any government scheme released by state, either it is released to agriculture sector or is very famous, has become very famous due to its achievements, then it should be covered. Rest you can be safe with the coverage of central government schemes, right? Then after this, follow the priority order with me. 1 2 3 4 numbers are here. This is the priority order of the coverage, okay? Old flagship schemes, my dear friends, old flagship schemes like MG Narega, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, they are old, they are not new. They have been released 1 year before the examination. They might be released 10 years or 15 years before the examination, but they are flagship. They are very important schemes by the government. They are related to your syllabus and are up and running till date. So that is the simple criteria for you to identify the flagship scheme, right? Third, after you prepare 1 and 2, Guys, schemes mentioned in latest budget and economic survey. The budget and survey mention a lot of, sometimes schemes are announced, sometimes schemes are given allocation in the budget. So the ones available, the latest survey and union budget, the schemes mentioned there, you must cover them before the examination, right? Then fourth, old schemes which are not flagship but are related to the syllabus and have been in news in past 1 year before the examination. So guys, these are the 4 steps that you need to follow. This is the 4-step priority order that you need to cover schemes for phase 1 and phase 2. If you cover this, you are not only covering phase 2, you are also covering phase 1. Similarly, not only ESI but also ARD paper. Right, my dear friends? Now, where do you cover these schemes? So, the very first source I would tell you is Press Information Bureau. PIB is the most important source. Second, guys, for tracking the schemes like these releases, what are there in news, you can refer to newspapers. Newspapers would be the same that I have shared in my current affairs lecture, right? Hindu Business Line, The Hindu, etc. You can refer there, right? Apart from that, ministry websites, the details of the schemes are going to be given in the ministry website itself. That would be the best document. Of course, if you have the EduTap course, then everything is going to be covered there also, right? Now guys, after you know what schemes are to be covered, you need to know that what you need to pick up from that particular scheme, because covering a scheme is one thing, but covering the scheme in terms of the exam requirement is another thing. So that is what I'm gonna share with you. Mark these points written here, guys. Note them down, take a screenshot of this particular slide or download the PDF and note down later. These pointers, the dimensions that I have mentioned here, have been taken by the analysis, an in-depth analysis of your previous years has been done, and this is the dimensions, these are the dimensions that are being focused upon by NABARD, right? What are these? First of all, NABARD asks you about nodal ministry or agency, be it national nodal ministry or international, right? If it is a state scheme, of course, state would be there, the respective one, right? Ministry. Aim or objective of the scheme you have to know. Why has it been launched? Target of the scheme. If defined a target is there, you have to know that. Beneficiaries of the scheme and identification criteria. Of course, you have to know. If an exclusion criteria is given, bother to cover that also. Key features of the scheme, very important. Associated umbrella or sub schemes. I told you about the flagship scheme, they always have some sub schemes related to them. So that you must cover. Allocation in the latest budget. Right, it is again related to the dimensions, the pointers I've shared earlier. Campaigns, portals, apps and initiatives that are related to any scheme. Then guys, latest data related to the progress of the scheme. Guys, this is a very important point. Every year 2 to 3 questions are there, and students find it very difficult how to cover it. It is the data which is related to the scheme. It is usually seen that the data which is available before the exam month, like 2-3 months before the examination month, is asked in the exam, right? Other current affairs related to the schemes. So I hope you understand that for aim, objective, ministry, target, the static part of the scheme, you have to refer to the ministry website. You can go there, or if a scheme was released, newly released, PIB can be there. And for allocation of the budget or other current affairs, again PIB you can refer, or of course in the course we have provided a scheme stab document. Everything is covered there, covered in that document. No need to cover anything else. But again, I'm telling you, if you do not have that, do not worry. PIB and important newspapers that you are already referring to for the current affairs shall suffice. Right, my dear friends? So, I really hope that you find the schemes lesson very, very beneficial that I've shared with you. Now, I would like to move on to the reports section. Now, reports again are very important for the NABARD examination, though less in comparison to schemes. Okay, let's see about reports. So here, unlike the schemes part, I have divided your reports in ESI and ARD section, because schemes might be common. ARD schemes can be asked in ESI, right? But there is still, we have seen a difference between the reports of ESI and ARD. Again, there might be some kind of common points that ARD reports might be asked in ESI or ESI in ARD because of the interlinking of the syllabus. But still, if I want to point down, then the reports for ESI section would be here. Very first, latest union budget and economic survey, the one which is available before the examination, not the one of previous year. Okay, let me give you an example that let's say in 2022 the exam is taking place in January month. Okay, at that time budget and survey are not released. Budget is released in February and survey on the last day of January. So at that particular time, guys, 2021 survey and budget would be beneficial. But if paper takes place, let's say in February or March, then latest would become important, 2022 one only, right? I hope you understand this. Second, guys, after budget and survey, reports by central government or national bodies which are related to syllabus topics. So you have to go through the syllabus topics that are given there. I have told multiple times the topics like health, education, employment generation, rural finance, etc. So go through those topics. Anything, any report related to that released by central body or national body, cover it. Now, reports by international bodies. Again, there are some international bodies given in your syllabus, World Bank, IMF, WTO. So they are very, very important. And other important bodies which are not directly mentioned, but again are in news, like OECD, for example, right? So such reports you should cover. ILO for that matter. Right, after that, guys, reports by RBI, so annual report of Reserve Bank of India and other reports which are released by RBI, they should also be covered for ESI section, right? So my dear friends, these are very, very important. This section is very, very important for your reports. While this section, SECC and census, is important. Why? Because the number of questions is less, 1 or 2 questions are there, but if you have time, you should definitely cover them. I would not suggest you that you should not cover them, because questions are usually found from these two sets, SECC, census. Till now, let's say till 2021, 2011 census and SECC are available. In the coming years, if it comes new, it is due, they are going to come new probably in 2022, then you need to cover accordingly, right? One disclaimer I would like to make here. Remember, the monthly reports that you are covering, monthly as in the ones which you cover through your the newspapers, or if you are referring to the course of EduTap or any other course, if you are referring, the reports that are released on a monthly basis, 6 months are very, very important. But if you cover 1 year of the reports, you are covering yourself really well, right? But if you have time crunch, remember 6 months before the examination to filter out the reports released by national bodies, international bodies, etc. Of course, budget, SECC, census, you will then also cover, right? Now this is about what to cover. I have told you. I have also jotted down the points for the dimensions again for reports. Just like schemes, there are certain dimensions of the reports that are focused in the examination. What are these? Releasing body, theme and edition of the report, rank, the top ranking nation or even the bottom ranking nation, India specific ranking, like what is its rank now, what was its rank earlier. So these things you have to cover. Parameters of the ranking, on what basis are these parameters released, or findings if parameters are not there. If parameters are there, then major India specific findings are important, followed by global findings. So these are the pointers that you have to cover while covering any report, because you open any newspaper, let's say, and you start covering a report, any survey released by any international body, let's say. What you need to cover from there, these should be your most important points. After you cover these points, you make your notes, then you refer to anything from that report for your own understanding, right? So one thing I would like to make clear again here, that questions on reports are usually based on facts and figures, as you can see from the dimensions also here. They give you the question which is based on the figure, so you have to remember the figures if any mentioned there. Again, latest reports available before 6 months of the examination are gonna be most important, right? Clear? So after ESI set, my dear friends, I would like you to take to the ARD set, right? Now of course few reports are gonna be same, right? Like union budget and survey, SECC, census, because of course agri specific finding, rural development or rural specific finding or urban finding, they are gonna be common, you have to cover, right? But some lists are there which are specifically related to agri sector. What are these? So budget survey, whenever you read, go through the agri part specifically, right, and survey both. Agri census, 2015-16 is the one which is available, or anyone the latest, if it is released before the examination, you will cover that. Then this 2015-16 will not be valid for you if new one is released, right? Latest livestock census, guys, till now 20th livestock census is available, but again latest one. Handloom census, so these are the very important census you have to cover. NABARD annual report, my dear friends, very important. Other reports by NABARD, any report. In ESI section, RBI report was important, but in ARD section, NABARD annual report is more important. Other reports, if they are related to NABARD either directly, or let's say if NABARD was a partner of those reports, or if NABARD was mentioned somewhere in those reports, the highlights, of course, then you will cover those also, right? This is again the priority order. So these are the most important reports, and of course the important ones are SECC census, again like ESI. Apart from that, guys, annual reports of the Ministry of Agriculture, Farmers Welfare, Animal Husbandry and Rural Development Ministry. So these are the ministries whose annual report you should cover if you have time. Again, you know how to prioritize if you do not have time, right? So same thing would go here, latest 6 months reports, most important. But here you see in ARD section, most of the times we have the reports which are like released on an annual basis. So I would say that this, you have to understand from this point that ARD reports are kind of static for at least an year, right? So this is the list from my end, taking you to the dimensions. So dimensions would be, my dear friends, the same. I'll take you to my previous slide. The same dimensions. These you have to cover, right? So yes, before winding up the lecture, I would like to tell you the most important points. It is advisable to do an integrated preparation of phase 1 and phase 2, right? Because ESI ARD paper are common in phase 1 and phase 2 both. You cannot take this chance that I'll prepare this for phase 1 and not for phase 2. You are automatically preparing it for phase 2, guys, because only the type of questions is gonna change, right? The thing that you are covering is going to be same. Government schemes newly released in past 1 year and old schemes that have been in news in past 1 year are most important, right? Secondly, reports. The list given in the previous slides are sufficient if you cover them really well. And last thing, it is better to take multiple mock tests and do multiple revision before the examination, because if you refer to previous year questions, if you refer to syllabus, then you have the guideline in your mind. Of course, after watching this video, I think you will get more clarity on that. Then if you do mock test, guys, you get to know that what is expected in the examination, what are my weak points, am I able to remember facts, am I able to remember figures or not, and revision is anyhow important, right? So here, this section I would like you to see once again, because these are very, very important sections. The census given here, guys, cover them properly, okay? How can you cover them? You can directly go to their websites. Yes, one important thing I would wanted to share here. You can refer to the website, because these are ministry websites who are releasing it. Refer to there. Their highlights are given, the tables are given, just refer there. The most easy thing to do, right? So that's it, my dear friends. I really hope that you found this video beneficial. You are able to clear all the doubts related to reports and schemes for NABARD Grade A examination. Thank you. For any doubt, feel free to drop us a mail at hello@edutab.co.in. Thank you so much. Signing off. See you soon in another insightful video.